Good morning, everyone. All right. Good morning. All right, welcome. Thank you all for coming after we have had to reschedule this. I really appreciate you all being here. I think you all know why we are here, to dedicate this beautiful new softball field to our very invaluable Stan Krzanowski. Stan, if you'd like to make it out onto the field now. We have Stan, his lovely wife Diane, his granddaughter Kate, granddaughter Emma, I'm sorry, I didn't meet you yet. Son Steve, and daughter Amy. And if I can ask our first selectman, Bob Bessel, to come out now.
Good morning, everyone. I have to confess that I didn't know anything about Stan Krzanowski until the selectmen started talking about moving Dyer Field to the high school, to this location. And it was Tim Leggett who got me going with 5 simple words. You gotta talk to Stan. My first meeting with Mr. Baseball was a revelation. Stan began his lifelong involvement with Little League in the 1950s, first as a player, then as a coach, and then as the guy who got everything done. He is still the guy who gets everything done. For this field, Stan examined every detail, questioned every decision, advocated for better facilities, more player opportunities, and if he didn't like our answers, he'd go back again. He was, in a word, relentless. But that's what we want in baseball and in softball. Someone who pushes for the best and never settles for anything less. Someone who finds a way when everybody else says there is no way. Someone who gracefully accepts a decision but still tries to make things better. I know this is how he works with players, coaches, parents, town officials, and visiting teams. And that's how he got girls softball off the ground 30 years ago in Canton. As I've said many times, we politicians attempt to pass forward-thinking laws like Title IX, but without people like Stan, who translate the law into fields like this, laws are just so many lines on paper. Stan made this field happen, just like he made so many good things happen for generations of Canton children. So on behalf of so many in our town, I proudly honor Stan with the naming of this field in your honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tim Leggett, my co-conspirator here, I think you'd like to come out and say a few words.
I want to speak first to the members of the teams that are here, over here and over here. You know, when we find a chance to play baseball, softball, whatever it is, in our town, we don't necessarily, and rightly so, we don't think about the bigger picture, all the people who work to make that happen. But today, for you girls, you get the chance to see how special it is when someone steps up to the plate and contributes so much to making a field appear, or a program continue, or softball and Little League make a statement in our town. And that's what Stan has done. And especially, Stan, I'm always marveled at the way that you continue to help. There are a lot of people, and rightly so, that step up to the plate when it's time for their children to be part of the program. Stan stepped up as a player, as a coach, and then his children came through and they passed along, and then he continued for decades to be doing whatever needed doing to make this happen, make things happen down at the Dyer Field, and now this one here. And I just can't think of anybody who deserves this honor more than you, Stan. It's an impressive thing to be involved in something like this for over 50 years, and I'm so honored to be part of it with you and for you, and I congratulate you today. Thank you.
And now we have our former Little League president, Bob Barnes.
Good morning. It was great to see all the past and present Little League volunteers that we've all kind of connected with each other over the years. And I was mentioning to Mark Podesla this morning, the only thing all of us have in common is that Stan has outlasted us all. I think he's been, you first started, what, in 1977 as a coach, right? Was your first year? Does that sound right?
About 78 or 78.
Yeah, so I was talking to some friends of mine at work about this presentation and mentioning that, that would mean 46 years as a volunteer for youth sports here in this town. And I would argue to say that there are probably only a handful of people in the country that would fall into that category. I mean, it's just, to me, a tremendous honor, and Stan has always shown me what it really means to volunteer. He's somebody that I always look up to, and I'm happy to call him my friend. We have a presentation here that we would like to give to Stan, and I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. Certificate of Dedication, Stanley M. Krzanowski Field. In recognition of your decades of continued volunteerism in support of Canton Little League, and in gratitude from all the children and adults who have benefited from your generous support, it is with great pride and honor that the Canton Little League Board of Directors hereby dedicate the softball field at 76 Simons Avenue in Canton, Connecticut as Stanley M. Krzanowski Field. Signed by Pete, the La Barbara president.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. Very, very nice.
Okay. I'm not going to say too much, but I do want to say that Pete couldn't be here this morning because he is coaching his baseball game. So on behalf of Pete, on behalf of Amy Ely, who is here, who is another one of our board members, all of our board, Stan, we could not operate without you. And I know for myself, I don't know what I would do without you. You are the keeper of all knowledge. You are involved day to day still, and we really and truly appreciate you. And I also want to take a moment and say to Diane, thank you. Because for all of us who are sports families, we know what sacrifices you must have made over all of these years as well. So we acknowledge you too. So thank you all very, very much. Here.
Just like to say thank you to everybody, and this is one heck of an honor. And today's all these good words and everything are better medicine than I've had all week long. I'd like to say last week I rode by Dyer before I went on my vacation at Yukon, and I was a little saddened to see that the field there is gone. However, I still have my 70 years of memories that will always be with me for the rest of my life, and it's time for everybody to start making their memories here at the new Stanley M. Krzanowski Field. Thank you. And I'd like to say a few words about how appreciative I am and how great it was, the contribution that the Town of Canton Department of Public Works and Rec Department made in the last year or so, I guess, of making this field come true. It is beyond what I expected it to be. Also, I'd like to special thanks to Bob Much, Much Nicer Enterprises, who helped to design and make the multi-purpose building behind you come true. Also at the Horton Electric for Warren Horton and all the extras that they did in helping this project come around. I'd also like to express my sincerest thanks to my family for all their support and tolerance over the years. I think you've all just met them, but it's my wife Diane of 55 years, my daughter Amy, who never got a chance to play Little League softball, and it was a lot of inspiration that it would get that done and started, and it happened. Who else? I got my son Steve behind me for protection in case we need him, just in case there's any riots or anything going on here. And my granddaughters, Kate and Emma. And I thank you all for all your support and help through the years, and let's play ball.
And now we will have the official unveiling of the sign. Okay, so we're going to move on, and this will be pretty simple, but I just want to announce our 2023 teams. We don't have a ton of our teams this morning because, as you can see, we have games going on. But I'd just like to say we were very proud that we were able to field 11 softball teams this year, and we had a total of 126 girls register, which basically tied the boys this year. So we are really proud of that. So for our Farm A teams, we have the Storm, which is coached by Kevin Connors, our Twisters, coached by Jared Stotler, and our Avalanche, coached by Brian Plord. Our AA teams are the Thunder, Coach Michelle McKinney, Lightning, Julie Sear. The Monsoons is Dan Curry. Our AAA teams, we do have our Blizzards here with Coach Quentin Ruckert. We have our Typhoons, who is coached by MJ Warner. Then we have our two majors teams who are playing this morning. We have the Tornadoes with Coach John Gorski, and the Hurricanes with our giant coaching team of Matt Dingy, myself, Jen Dingy, Amy Ely, Mike DeSena. We've got Jeff Gilbert and Dan Negrelli, who I'm not sure is here this morning. But so those are our 2023 teams. And now I would like to announce our starting lineups this morning. So our Tornadoes. Ready? We have number 4, Ava Jambo. Number 8, Madeline Gorski. Number 10, Mallory Jones. Number 3, Noelle Menasia. Number 13, Jenna Cleese. 11, Ella Goodwin. 9, Kelsey Brown. Okay, number 5, Gabriella Caramia. At number 12, Ella Hartley. And for our Hurricanes, we have number 5, Annabelle Ely. Number 11, Maddie Chambers. Number 12, Gabby Diorio. Number 1, Eden Crowell. Number 7, Sammy DeSena. Number 4, Riley Gilbert. Number 8, Emily Dingy. Number 10, Hannah Afsa. Number 2, Lainey Jagir. Number 6, Fiona Meehan. And we are lucky enough to have Olivia Dano this morning, who is going to sing our national anthem. Olivia is High school, she plays on the varsity softball team. She is a senior, and she is one of our Little League alumni.
Always say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
You can carry that. I'm good. I made it through.
Nice job.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now the girls are gonna do their thing.